Hi, my name is Leo and I'm running my own animation company in Vietnam. Today we are going to show you how I did the manual of typography with Chris Do. And if you know the basics of After Effects, I'm sure you can do something like I did. So enjoy the show. Before I came up with this final animation, there were so many tests. Every time I sent a test, he posted on Facebook and we tried to get everyone's feedback on it. The whole video is longer than 3 minutes and I want to keep everybody excited. I didn't want anyone to leave at the middle of the clip. The video needs to be easy to learn and to get entertained just by watching the animation. So I tried to make it fun. It needs to be professional yet captivating. Finally, we came up with the animation you see here. Simple enough, fun enough, and easy for you to learn the rules. Welcome to my project. And I will not show you step by step. Instead, I will show you all the tips and techniques I'm using to make this video. I'm going to show you how I layer them in Illustrator. I want to show you how I do the animation. I want to show you how I move the camera between different scenes. So enjoy the show. Before you do anything in After Effects, you need to prepare in Illustrator and separate layers. For example, I put all the Illustrator's files in a folder named Manual. And in here you can see a slide 2 is for rule number 2. Slide 3 is for rule number 3. Open one and you can see that I have so many layers in here. Number 1. How to layer everything quickly. I'm going to show you. Let's try to make a new Illustrator file. And in here you draw 4 shapes. I draw a circle, a square, a rectangle, a star, or anything you want. And then you open the layers panel, click on this button, choose release to layers sequences, and then you will see all the shapes above separated into different layers. You select them all and try to move them After that, you can remove layer 1 because it's now empty. So try to use this technique in the next After Effects project because it can save you a lot of time layering. Okay, let's animate rule number 1. We'll preview the animation first. Very easy, we had a 0 and 1 come into the screen and the camera zoom in to see all the text. It will be justified from right to left. Very easy, right? I create a new composition. We'll animate the numbers first. We set it to Full HD 1920 by 1080. Set your frame rate to 25. For the duration, I keep it to 5 seconds. And for the background color, I set it to black. After that, I choose the type tool here and click on the working space and type 0. And then we will do the animation for the 0 first. Go to the window, click on character. Let me show you the character panel. I'm using the Helvetica New for the project. What I'm going to do is I click on the pen tool here. You can click on anything. If you choose a layer, it will be highlighted. Select nothing and it won't be highlighted. With the pen tool, when you are not selecting layers, trace over half of your 0. Yeah, keep it like this. If you are familiar with Illustrator, you can do this one quickly. As you can see, I can control the curve. When I finish, I click on the curve and you can see the name of it is Shape Layer 1. And you can see these two options. You can increase the thickness of the stroke. Here, increase like this. Okay, and then you hit on the triangle of the Shape 1. On the left hand side, you see the add button. Click on it and choose trim path. When you click on the trim path, it will show you trim path 1 in the option below the shape layer 1. You can see the start and end here. If you increase the start or the end, it will show you a path going along the line. Okay. I hit on the stopwatch of the start. Oh no, sorry. click on the stopwatch at the end. I move the keyframe to the left hand side, not to the right hand side. For the first keyframe, for the 0 point, you change 100% to 0. You see like a short preview. Easy, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'll try to straighten the edge here. Okay, so you can hit Command R if you are using Mac, or Control R if you are using PC. Then you can drag a line like this. What I'm going to do is click on the point of the curve here. I change it so that it is straight. When you make it straight, the shape here will look weird. It's okay. You just need to make it straight, like this. When you're happy with the result, leave it at that. I select all these two keyframes, hit F9 to easy ease, and you click on the graph editor. Remember to select edit speed graph, because I'm gonna smoothen the animation a bit. You can see it had the ease in and ease out, but very subtle, so you cannot notice. So in the graph editor, I select all the points at the bottom and then try to move them back the curve like this. Yes, now you can easily notice the slow in and slow out. Try to make the motions shorter, maybe 10 frames less. When you finish, you select the shape layer 1, press Command D to duplicate it, and then you right click on it, transform and flip horizontal. It will be on the other side, and let's see. We have a symmetrical animation, but I don't want that. I select the shape layer 2, right click, go to transform and flip vertical. Okay, when you flip vertical, try to move it so that it can cover the letter behind. Now let's do the magic. You choose shape layer 2 and shape layer 1, right click on it and go to pre-compose. After that, you can name it maybe like zero reveal animation. And then you click on the number 0, the layer 0 with the T on the left hand side. Click on the toggle switches mode until you can see the track mode here. You click on none and you choose alpha mode. Then you will see the magic. Very easy. Track mode is very useful for the animation, so try to practice and do some Google search. I click on the layer in this 0, hit Command D to duplicate it. I double click on the layer and type number 1 here. Move it to the right. Now we have 0 and 1, and we will do the animation for it. Before we do the animation, I want to play the sample of what I did that is similar to what we will apply. You see that this rectangle slides from the right to the left, and then the head comes up. We'll do the same thing. To do that, you right click on the layer and select create shape from vector layer, and then the other one will be hidden. The original one will be hidden, so you can remove it because we no longer need it. And now you need to divide this into two separate parts, the head and the stump. So what I'm going to do is I hit Command D to duplicate it, and let's rename it. Select the layer, hit enter so you can rename it. So this one is the head and this one is the stump. I will see the stump only, so you click on this dot and we'll see the stump only. What I'm going to do is select this icon until you see the delete vertex tool. I remove some vertex here. Then you click on the triangle here, a triangle, another triangle, until you see the path here. You click on the stopwatch of the path and move its keyframe to about frame 15, maybe. You can adjust the timing later And now I select all the vertices on the right edge and move them to the right. Now I move this keyframe to frame maybe in the middle, here. And then I select all the vertices on the left edge and move them to the right. Okay, let's see the animation. It's okay, but I don't want it. I want this side to be straight because I want it to be a rectangle before forming it into number 1. So in the beginning, we move this one. The top left corner vertex to the left. Right now it's curved here. It shouldn't be curved. So what I'm gonna do is to click on this icon again, and then you see the convert vertex tool. You click on it, make it straight. This one is similar to Illustrator or Photoshop. And now you do the same technique for the second keyframe. Click on it, select this tool, drag it until it's straight. Here. Okay. Looks good, by the way. I'm going to select all 3 keyframes and hit F9, and we'll perform some magic in your graph editor. What I'm going to do is I adjust the 2 curves here. Looks okay, but I want it to look smoother, so this is my trick. I select the point in the middle, move it up, just the other one and move it up. Yes, like this. And you see it's smoother. Smoother, right? And now let's play the animation of the head one. For the head, we just need to position it from the right to the left. And before we do that, we need to make it look like the real head. So what I'm going to do is select all the 2 vertices at the bottom and move them up. Now you hit P short for position to show the position keyframe. Click on the stopwatch of the position and move the keyframe to frame 15. And at frame 8, you move this one to the right. Yes, because we had a rectangle in the same color with the head, so it will hide the head. And you don't need to see the layer in the beginning, so just choose the layer and move it to the right. Okay, what I'm going to do is select all the keyframe, hit F9 and go to the graph editor. We'll make it look like this. Smoother, right? We did it. We have animated 0 and 1. Congratulations. Okay, let's continue. When you look at the video again, you see like 1 0 and 1 reveal. We zoom into it. And you see the typography here. It's justified, right? And it moves to the left. I'm gonna show you 2 ways to do it. In my original project, I did the first way, but then I realized there is a faster way to do it, so I'm going to show you today. For the first technique I'm going to show you, you need a lot of patience in order to do it. Let's go back to Illustrator, create a new file and rename it Photographed. I type maybe my name is Leo. I am running Red Cat Motion. You can check out my work at redcatmotion.com. Okay, I'm gonna use Helvetica for it. I'm going to show you the first technique. It takes a lot of time and then I'm so lazy, so I try to figure out another way. So what I'm gonna do is I will duplicate this one and move it out. I choose this one, right click on it and select create outlines. and then here I ungroup it. You have different letters, okay, and then you zoom in. Since we have too many letters, why we just want to focus on the words, not letters, so I group them. Select mind, hit Command G to group it. Do the same with name is or Leo, and the rest as well. It's okay, and then go to the layer and you do the same trick like I showed you before. Go to release to layers to sequence, move everything out and delete the layer 1, it's empty. Save the file. Maybe go to documents and save the paragraph here. Okay, and go to After Effects and try to import it. File, document, paragraph. Choose layer size and remember to import kind composition, not footage, and click OK. You will see the composition in the project panel. Double click on it and you will see all the layers here. If you are not seeing it, it's probably because the background is currently black. I will change the background to white. If you click on a layer, but it doesn't show anything except for the anchor point at the corner, it means that the layer is empty. You can remove it. Okay, now we do the trick here. I select all the layers and hit P for position. Click on the stopwatch and I will move them to the right. Maybe here, in the middle between 0 and 1 second. And in the beginning, what I'm gonna do is I will move this one to the right. I leave it here. Maybe I will do the same with red cat motion. Since this one is longer, so we try to move these two further. I do the same techniques. And now if you hit play, it will do the trick. You hit Command A to select all the key layers and then press Alt and right square bracket like the one I'm showing on my screen in order to trim all the layers from the left hand side. By the way, remember to move your time slider to frame 0 before you do that. And now you see all the layers just last for one frame only. I will now show you how to use the sequence layer. Hit Command A to select all the layers. It will automatically choose your layers from the top to bottom. But if you check your layers again, you see my name is Leo is from bottom to top. So what I'm going to do is to click anywhere so that you will deselect any keyframes. Then select layer 18 while holding the Shift key and select layer 3 to select all the layers from bottom to top. And now you right click on it, go to Keyframe Assistant and choose Sequence Layers. Just select OK. Don't select anything like overlap. Click OK and now it will sequence your layers one by one. And what I'm going to do is we're going to extend all the layers to the original duration. So we hold Alt and hit left square bracket to extend it to the left. And you move your time slider to the right, hold Alt and press the right square bracket to extend to the right. And now you see the trick here. Don't forget to select all the keyframe, hit F9 and go to the graph editor. Try to adjust the curve of the graphs here. Okay, I will show you the faster way to do this. This one takes a lot of time. So I do this right away in After Effects without using Illustrator. You choose the type tool and type "My name is Leo." You can type your name. And I duplicate it. Move it down a bit. I am running Red Cat Motion. Before you do anything with them, I display them only. I go to Window and choose Character. No, not Character, Paragraph. And I will justify them. I choose Justify Left. Maybe it's easier for me to justify manually. Maybe I will justify right. And we adjust them later. Maybe we'll work on the "My name is Leo" first and then move to the other one later. So I move it here. Scale it up a bit. I leave it this size. I go to the text here and you see the animate. You click on the triangle and you click on the position. And now this is the original position and I want it to move to here. Maybe here. So I click on the stopwatch of the position and I move it to maybe frame 15. And I adjust the X position to the left here. Okay, now in the animate property, you see another head here. You click on the triangle and there will be property and selector. There will be range. But you don't have to click on it. Here's the range selector one, which is already created. So what I'm going to do is to adjust the end here. I click on the stopwatch of the end. So in the second keyframe position, it will be 100%. But in the beginning, it will be 0. I make it 0 and you see the trick here. And now in the advanced property, when you click in the advanced, you will see the unit, and it is now based on characters, but you want it to be based on words, so you click on words, and it will move the words only. And now what you can do is to select the position here, hit F9, and you can do the same with the range selector to make it smoother. We don't have to type 2 sentences in the beginning. Here I type, I am running Red Cat Motion. I move my time slider to the beginning and move this down a bit. I want my 2 lines to align here, so we need to adjust the position of I am running Red Cat Motion. It should be here. Yes. So it depends on your experience. So if you are familiar with the technique and you want to try something new and faster, you can go with the second way. But if you are not good at After Effects and do something simply, then you could use the first way. I don't recommend the first one, but with the first one you will know how to use the sequence layers. Okay, let's move ahead and we will add camera movement onto the animation. Okay, let's play with the camera. Camera is kinda easy. Before playing with the camera, we need to create a new composition. So it's like a master composition. I will name it main comp. And we need to make it longer than the other compositions. So we try to make it 15 seconds. If you want your whole animation to last 2 minutes, then the main composition might need to be 3 minutes long. And here we have the paragraph and the 0, 1 here. So you need to bring them all to the composition. I bring the paragraph in, and then the 0, 1. And now you go to Layer, New, and create new camera for it. And for the camera, I will use one node for the type, and for the preset here I set it as 35mm. You turn the enable depth of field later. I want to arrange everything first. And in order to play with the camera, you will need to turn on 3D function. You click on toggle switches mode until you see the 3D icon, which is the cube here. You click on the blank square to toggle on the box, the 3D function. And now when you move the camera, let's try to see two views. And now when you move the camera, you can see everything is happening on the active camera. So what I'm gonna do is for the 0, 1 here, if you move the camera closer to the 0 and 1 or to anything. Let me try one view to see the 0 and 1. If you move the camera closer to the 0 and 1, you see that it's blurred. You see that it's very blurry. We need to fix that. We don't want it to look blurry. We want the image to look crispy. So to do that, for the 0 and 1, you click on the collapse transformation, this icon. I call it the sun because it looks like the sun. So I click on it, and when you click on it, you see nothing. You don't click on it and you see the 0 and 1. When you click collapse and move it, it stays the same, as it is not in 3D from the inside. So when you click on collapse transformation, you can bring everything inside a composition to the outside composition. And in the inside composition, there is no 3D function, so you will not see it displayed in the main comp. So you need to turn on the 3D from the inside. And now you return to the main comp. You see it. When you move the camera around, you see it. Looks good. Let's play the animation. And for the paragraphs, you do the same thing here. You go to the inside, you click on the sun here, so it will understand these vectors. If you do not click on it when you try to scale it, it looks blurry. But when you click on it, it looks crisper because After Effects now understands it as vector. Select all the layers, click on the sun, click on the 3D, go to the main comp, and you click on the sun here, and we try to position it further behind the 0, something like this. And now with the camera, I will click on the position stopwatch. So after I see the 0, 1, I will move the camera to the 0. Until I see my name is Leo and I'm running Rocket Motion. Okay. Before that, when I move into it, I try to move this layer to the right a bit. And we try to turn on the opacity. So you click T on the keyboard to show the opacity. You click on the stopwatch, and from the beginning of the layer, you make it 0. When you move in, you see it's 100% opacity. Try to easy ease all the keyframe. I try to adjust the graph of the position, the graph of the camera. Remember to do that. And what you can do is to go to the camera, go to layer, choose camera settings and turn on enable depth of field. For the aperture, maybe try 15 first and see how it looks. You can see that it looks blurry when the camera moves close to the 0. Okay, so I think that's it for today, because if I go through all the 10 rules, it may take like a week. So maybe I will do the second part of the tutorial in the next week, and we'll play with the other rules like number 2 and number 3. Where you see like the letter changes a lot. So I will see you later, and I hope you like this tutorial. My English is not so good, so I try to do my best. Hopefully I can improve the next tutorial. If you have any feedback, feel free to comment. Thank you and see you later.